Look who's joining us for this video. So I have all the questions everybody sent over to us. I think Gio is gonna maybe pick 5 and I'll pick 5 or something. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my little loft space. Don't mind the dead plants back there. They've been dead for a while. So I think we're gonna go through questions really quick. Probably should have did that before we started. So let us pick our questions and we'll be right back. And Sebastian may or may not join us. Not sure. Okay. So we picked a couple of questions each. The biggest question we always get every single time I ask somebody if they have questions for us is, are we gonna have more kids? I'm gonna let Gio answer it. Because everybody already knows my answer.
My beard looking a little. All right. So, I think we've talked about this like numerous times. And at first we were kind of waiting for Sebastian to just get a little bit older, get him a little bit more stable, get him happy to a point where we could kind of give him all the attention that he needed, as opposed to kind of, you know, I'm not going to say being selfish. I mean, I don't think that's the word. Yeah. But we just wanted to make sure he was taken care of to the fullest, and we didn't have to worry about, you know, spreading the love. Now we're to the point where, like, can we have another child? Yes. I think that's in the near future. I think it's just, like, being on the same page. I guess I've always said, like, when the time is right. I guess it's hard to determine when the time is right, because I think Sebastian would benefit from having, you know, a brother or sister. So
yeah, and I'm on this side of the camera, so I'm having palpitations because I feel like I look bigger next to Gio. Whatever. I think everyone already knows my answer. If it was up to me, I'd have like 17 kids.
17 kids. 17 kids. So.
I think if Gio gives me one more, I'll be a happy wife.
Well, somebody asked, what do I do for work? So I'm in the car business. I sell cars. I'm the used car sales manager at the dealership. I love my job. It's extremely fun. I do very well in the business, in my opinion, because I love cars are like my passion. So when I'm spending somebody else's money as opposed to mine, like, it's kind of a win-win. Aside from that, I find I have a lot of interest in real estate. So my grandparents got me into real estate. I have a couple different rental properties, nothing major, but it's always been something that my grandparents, they actually were very fortunate to be in the position that they are. They don't work technically, but they make a living off of their rentals. And my grandpa always told me that. I lived with my grandparents for probably about 5-6 years, and thank you for that. But my grandpa always, he's a talker. He like loves to talk, and especially he gets a little sippy sip going. He still definitely starts talking. So he always used to talk about rentals and like, oh my God, you need to invest your money. You need to stop buying cars and this and that. And I never really believed him. I never really thought that he was, that he kind of knew what he was talking about, to be honest with you. And then the more that I thought about it, and obviously the older that I grew, the more I looked into it, and he was extremely well off because of his rentals. So I got to give him props for that one. So other than that, I just spend a lot of money on cars, unfortunately. So.
What's your favorite sushi?
Oh, wow.
We have a favorite sushi place.
Yes.
We know our least favorite sushi is mackerel. We tried a roll. Mackerel fish.
Yes.
But it was in a sushi roll. We tried it for the first time at our favorite restaurant like a couple weeks ago, and it was the worst. Like, it literally tasted like it came fresh out of the ocean, uncooked, nasty.
Yeah.
Gio's not used to YouTubing, so his arm gets tired quick.
So, yeah, she's spot on. So we literally tried the mackerel roll. This was a recommendation from Eddie from a sushi place that we go to. Very bad. Very tragic. But you know what? I'm not going to say that it's bad in the aspect of, it's just preference. That's literally what it comes down to. So I like a couple different rolls. I'm a fan of like mango tango rolls, like a little bit fruity.
Blazing mango, a little bit of spice, but a little bit of sweet.
Yeah, so like I'll get like a variety. So like I'm that person that'll take one roll from this, one roll from that, so I could change the flavors every time that I have a roll. But usually like something spicy, something like that has a little bit of cream cheese or cheese in it. You know, I got to throw a little bit of that. This one is a little bit more of a serious question. How is he doing? Would love to hear how he handles grief. My husband struggles to open up. So I'm very bad with showing emotion, except when I get really mad, which is very rare. I'm usually like an extremely easygoing person. Like, I usually have like a mean face on, but I'm very...
Gio has angry eyebrows, but he's really like...
I'm super
like,
easygoing.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot to get me mad. And I've gotten to the point in my life where like literally like it's just, it doesn't make sense to be pissed like all day. I don't even know if I can say that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. So
they might flag me. No, I'm just kidding.
So in regards to like being mad or being sad or like depressed or anything like that, like I'm an extremely easygoing person. Like that comes down to like just a mindset. I always think every day's a new day. It's a new start. Even if I go to bed upset about something, usually I try my best to just wake up and it's a new start. Sebastian, when he was going through what he was going through, obviously it was extremely hard. And we actually have another video on that, kind of his birth story. Yeah. But for the most part, unfortunately, like still had to work. I still had to provide. Like I still had to do my normal regimen. And being in sales is just transferring feelings. That's all it is. So I had like no choice but to be in a good mood, basically leaving my personal life at the door. And that's kind of like it's sad to say and it's hard to say, but that's kind of like what it is. Like being in that career, being in that position, like you just have to do that. But now it's like Sebastian's good. Like he's in a lot better position, so I'm not really like usually happy.
Okay, next question. Does Sebastian have any way of communicating with you? Can he tell you when he is uncomfortable? Yes, 100%. For Sebastian not being able to communicate with words, he does a great job at communicating otherwise. 90% of the time, Sebastian is just easygoing, like super easy to please. He needs to be fed, he wants to be snuggled, and he needs his diaper changed. Like that's really the extent of his life right now. But when he is upset, he usually grinds his teeth. That's a big sign of like something's wrong. Even if he has an ear infection or he's starting to get sick or he's constipated, whatever, grinding his teeth is his first form of like, I'm irritated. And then obviously, just like any other typical kid, if he's mad about something, he's gonna cry about it. He's gonna fuss. Recently, he's 4 years old now, he has learned how to throw a tantrum. It's not like a big crazy tantrum, but he'll definitely like fake cry. And he'll cry and then he'll like stop and he'll like look around to see if anybody's like, is anybody gonna come and like give me attention? So he definitely 100% can communicate.
I'll have to record him one day when Steph is changing his diaper, because that's literally like
I think I might have a video of it.
What he does, like perfect example of what a 4-year-old would do if they're not happy. Like he tries everything possible for Steph not to get a diaper on him.
Stop. Let me change you.
It's just so funny.
I was just asking Gio this next question. It says, how did you decide on Sebastian's name? I love it. It fits him perfectly. And he said The Little Mermaid. And I did not know that that's where you like that name from. I was just thought I have loved that name since it might be from The Little Mermaid and I didn't even know that. I've just always loved the name Sebastian. And before we were even considering having kids, like Gio and I were together for 2 years, you know, you're first in love and you talk about future and having kids and what would you name your kids. It was like one of those conversations where we were just talking about kids' names and I'm like, I really like the name Sebastian, and he was like, me too, like I've always loved that name. And then we went to our ultrasound and we found out it was a boy, and we just were like, oh my god, Sebastian.
So that was probably like me and my sister. So I have an older sister, she's a year older than I am. She'll probably watch this and comment on it, but that was probably one of our favorite movies, obviously growing up, was The Little Mermaid. And aside from a ton of other movies. But Sebastian obviously was always a name that I liked. I actually had a fish that I named Sebastian. I think it was a fish. It was either a fish or a crab.
I had a
little
cat.
crab. Oh wow. Wow.
Our poor kid.
Yeah. So we had like extreme, I'm not gonna say like extreme, but we had like issues with like names that we liked. And then there, obviously since we're Hispanic, it's extremely hard to say it in Spanish. So we had to rule out a couple different names because I could just picture my grandma like not being able to say his name. And obviously Sebastian translates to Sebastian. So that's extremely easy to say.
Yeah.
So that made it easy.
And his middle name? I don't think anyone knows
Julian.
his middle name. So say his name
Julian.
in Spanish, the full name.
Yeah, it's Sebastian Julian Vasquez.
Ooh, you better marry me, boy. Okay.
Wow.
Someone said if you could travel anywhere in the world right this minute, where would you go?
Australia.
Bora Bora.
Hands down.
Really?
Wow. I literally wanted to move to Australia for the longest. So when I was in high school, I had told my parents that I wanted to study abroad and I wanted to go to Australia. And my mom, well, basically both my parents said I was crazy. But I even looked into it. I looked into schooling. I actually wanted to go to school for kinesiology, and that didn't really work out. So
You know that the spiders in Australia are the size of like grapefruits?
yeah, those videos they're enough for you not to want to go to Australia. Like those videos of like snakes behind toilets. That's probably one of my biggest fears.
Whenever I go to the bathroom in public, I always lift the lid to make sure there's not something gonna
A little bit of a story,
anything.
a little bit of like literally what she's saying is like so true. So I literally did not poop in a public bathroom for probably almost 20 years of my life.
Really?
No exaggeration.
I
could
didn't
be
either, your brother.
I could be on the brink of like I was there and I would hold it until I got home. Let me tell you what happened. Me and my dad went to a game, a Chicago Fire game. So we went to a soccer game. We had gotten free tickets. It was me and my dad. I had to go and I was like, okay, like normal, right? I go to sit down on the toilet. There's a large spider that's on the inside lip of the toilet. So literally on the inside lip.
That's my biggest fear.
As soon as I go to check to see, make sure the ghost is clear, that spider hides underneath the toilet seat. And from that point on, I did not go to the bathroom in a public bathroom for an extremely long time. We could be out to dinner and my parents would have to leave early because I had to go to the bathroom.
That's
No
terrible.
joke. Like
He's not like that anymore now. But
now when time is
do you look under the toilet before you go, or you just go? You don't care anymore?
no,
Really?
so it's now
No.
whatever's gonna get me is gonna get me.
No.
But God bless him.
I check every single time. There's absolutely no way. No, I'm not sitting down and having a spider crawl anywhere. Sorry. What is the biggest misconception that people have about you?
So
I'm trying to hold it.
obviously everybody depicts something different of a person without knowing them. So, and I get it, we kind of do it on an everyday basis, but like a lot of people think because we're I'm gonna say well off. We're good. A lot of people think like, oh my God, like these people are snobby, like they think that they're better than everyone else. Like I have an extreme passion for cars, so obviously I drive a nice car. But honestly, like if you take all of that away, we're literally just hardworking people at the end of the day. I work 60 hours a week minimum. On my days off, usually I spend them repairing something. I still work my normal job on my days off. I get tons of phone calls every day.
Yep.
So ultimately, am I going to say that we're blessed? That we're in a good position? Absolutely. We're in a phenomenal position for our age, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that just comes from hard work. Like nothing was really given to us. We grew up very quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sebastian had a little bit to do with that, but
Yeah, definitely.
it's just kind of the people that we've always been.
Yeah.
I've always been the person to just want more.
I think that so many people focus on the number at the top of my Instagram page. Like they see that there's so many people there and automatically just assume that I'm like this influencer and I have it all together and I know what I'm doing and I am just putting my son out there. And I think that is like
probably the biggest misconception about me. When I started posting on Instagram, it was literally just like friends and family. Like Sebastian was going through so much, I didn't want to like flood it on Facebook, you know, like I just didn't want to every single day be posting and posting and posting. So I was just like, hey, like if you want an update on Sebastian, come over to my Instagram. And somehow 80,000 people found me, but it hasn't changed who I am as a person in a bad way. If there was still 200 people, only friends and family on my Instagram, I would still be the same person. I probably wouldn't be making YouTube videos because they would just FaceTime him to see him. But I think a lot of people think that. So one person even called me famous. They said that the fame went to my head, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what? So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I still know where I came from too. And I really take pride in being who I am on camera and as the same person in real life.
And just me, again, we don't want to make this video extremely long, but me looking at this from like the outside in, Steph is extremely good at, you know, expressing herself, putting her thoughts on paper, writing things, documenting things, journaling things, taking pictures. That's like what her thing is. And like people follow her, in my opinion, because of that.
Yeah.
So because she's able to tell, I'm not even going to say it's a story, but she's able to say what's going on in real life and make it seem like you're living it, like you're created and you're kind of in that spot. So it's like when you have that, I'm going to say it's a gift because not everybody has the ability to do that. When you have something like that, like what's wrong with kind of using that? So it's not that I don't think that we made this in the thoughts that we were going to become famous, because that's not our goal. Ultimately, I think a lot of people got invested in Sebastian and just the journey that we've had. So, which is awesome. We thank every one of you guys for following. But that was never our intentions. That was never our goal. So it's great that you guys are here. It's great that you guys are interested. So, and we thank you guys.
Yeah, we just like sharing him. Who doesn't want to see him? He's so cute. Well, you guys, I think that's it. I don't know how many questions we answered, but we talk a lot, so I don't want the video to be too long. So I think we're gonna end it there. I'm sorry you didn't get to see Sebastian. He's still sleeping. I don't know if you can see him. But we are gonna go to our cabin. We got a little cabin in the woods. I talked about it yesterday. We're gonna go to the cabin on Sunday. So I will bring you there. You can see the cabin. We literally call it Sebastian's Clubhouse. So I'm going to record there, show you everything. It is a work in progress right now. We bought it as like a fixer-upper. So it needs to be painted. The floors have to be done. So it's not very pretty right now, but it will be when we're done with it. So you can look forward to that Sunday. And then whenever my tripod comes in, I promise I'm going to do my nail video for the like 10 of you that are interested. I'm gonna post that, I promise. And at this point, my nails, I've had this green on for a week, so I'm just gonna do a whole new full set for you. Someone asked if we're gonna do a snack crate. I think we will order one, because Sebastian's a little older now and he can like taste stuff a little bit more. So snack crate, cabin video, nail video, Sebastian's haircut. There's a lot of good things to tune in for. So thank you guys for all of your questions, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.